Last night, the red-hot Oklahoma City Spark handed Florida a 3-0 first-inning lead and a 5-2 advantage going to the bottom of the second. That's when the Oklahoma City potent offense got ramped up, and the Spark went on to win in 5 innings, 14-6. Oklahoma City now 2-0 in this 4-game series with the visitors from Bradenton, Florida. Hello again, everybody, and good evening. Live from Heath Field with the campus of Oklahoma Christian University in Oklahoma City. I'm Todd Miller, along with Taylor McKittrick and our entire crew. We're glad to be with you. It is slightly cooler. In fact, by the heat index, it is 6 degrees cooler tonight than it was last night. Last night's heat index at first pitch was 105. Tonight it is 99 degrees with an actual air temperature of 93. The wind continues to blow out of the south-southeast tonight at about 17 miles per hour. In the circle, Kelly Maxwell will pitch for the first time in 2 years here at Oklahoma City. The last time was in the championship game of the 2024 Women's College World Series at Devon Park, leading Oklahoma to a 4th consecutive Women's College World Series championship. She will be opposed by former South Carolina Gamecock. That is Sam Gress, who has been really used and taxed a lot of this series thus far in the first couple of games. We'll take a break, be back for tonight's starting lineups, and we'll throw the first pitch. It's the third of 4 between Florida and Oklahoma City on 107.7 The Franchise and the Spark Broadcasting Network.
Park at West Point in Yukon is your key to comfortable life with upscale apartment homes available today, offering sophisticated blends of modern design, premium amenities, and a vibrant community. The Park at West Point is where the allure of upscale living is brought to life in the Yukon with a 24-hour fitness center, 2 resort-style pools, dog park, and much more. And right now, get up to $1,500 back when you move in. Park at West Point in Yukon, a Case and Associates property.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Set. There's the snap. Back to pass. Looks right. Darts one across the middle. Intercepted. Kip Lewis has it. Far sideline 50. He's down the sidelines 40. He's to the 30. Kip Lewis down the sideline being chased to the 5. He reaches. Touchdown. Touchdown. Kip Lewis pick 6. Kip Lewis pick 6. And the Sooners lead it at Auburn.
107.7 The Franchise is your exclusive home for Oklahoma Sooners sports.
Here's the 0-1. Swings and hits it deep to center field. We'll see you Saturday afternoon in the winner's bracket. Ella Parker walks it off, and Oklahoma has beaten Tennessee.
Daily complete coverage of Oklahoma Sooners sports.
Waukee offensive rebound. Back out to Sparky. Forsythe around the pick. He'll launch. Got it. He's still hot from Oxford.
107.7 The Franchise, 1560 AM and 103.3 FM The Franchise 2 and the Franchise mobile app.
Todd Miller, Taylor McKittrick, the Spark Broadcasting crew with you tonight here on campus at Oklahoma Christian and Heath Field before the third of 4 games to conclude the regular season in softball between Oklahoma City. The Spark are 14-3. And the Florida Vibe come with a record of 12-15. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First of all, for the visitors from Bradenton, Florida, they are now 1-5 in 6 meetings this season with Oklahoma City. Leading off at center field is Carmen Greenwood. Batting second for the Vibe at second base, Hannah Adams. Batting third at first base, former LSU All-American shortstop Taylor Pleasant. She was a triple shy of the cycle last night. Batting cleanup from Liberty University in left field is Kara Caneto. Batting fifth, the designated player, Grayson Ratcliffe. Hitting sixth in right field is Rachel Roop. Batting seventh for Florida and catching is Lindy Mikowski. Batting eighth at third base is Sarah Mosley. And batting ninth at shortstop, Jillian Sellis. One more time for the Florida Vibe. It's Greenwood at center, Adams at second, Pleasant at first. Caneto in left. The designated player is Radcliffe and Roop in right. Milkowski is the catcher, Mosley at third, and Sellis at shortstop. For the Oklahoma City Spark, coached by Amber Flores in her third year, it's Jada Coleman at center, Jocelyn Allo at first, and Kinsey Hansen catching. Alyssa Brito was the shortstop, but she hits cleanup. Followed by the number 5 hitter, Sydney Sherrill. She hit the walk-off grand slam last night. Sydney will play third base tonight. Batting 6th, the designated player for the Spark is Haley Lee. Batting 7th in left field, Riley Boone, back after a ankle injury suffered in the first game on Sunday night of this series. Set out last night's win over Florida. Batting 8th in right field is Alina Torres, and batting 9th at second base is Rachel Becker. One more time, it's Coleman at center, Allo at first, Hansen catching, Brito at short, Sherrill at third, Lee the DP. Boone in left, Torres in right, Becker is the second baseman. Good crowd filing in here on the campus of Oklahoma Christian University in Tom Heath Field. The lineups have been introduced to the assembled. Let's listen in now to our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America and those we have protected and continue to protect our freedoms with the singing of our national anthem by Meg and Mary Ellen Stoltz.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our national anthem before first pitch tonight, the Oklahoma City Spark and the Florida Vibe coming your way here on 107.7 The Franchise and the Spark Broadcasting Network. Here's a shameless plug. Mary Margaret Miller, my beloved wife, will be on the flute tomorrow night before the first pitch performing the national anthem. She has done it a couple of times for the Spark in their 3-year existence. If you have not heard her, buy tickets tomorrow night. It will be worth the price of admission in itself. Taylor, if you're Amber Flores, you have to like what you've seen from your offense this series, but you could maybe rest a little easier if you could get something going in the early stages. In the 5th and 6th innings of the first 2 games, both OKC wins. The Spark have scored 13 of their 22 runs off Florida pitching. Game 1, it was 1-0 going to the 5th inning before Kinsey Hansen hit the 3-run home run. And then last night of the 5th inning, it was the grand slam by Sydney Sherrill that ended the game early.
Yeah, and you have to feel a little bit better going in tonight knowing that they're going to face Gress, which they actually hit really well off of, what was that, Sunday night, I believe?
Night, yep.
And, I mean, you just have to feel good knowing that you have Kelly Maxwell in the circle and going against a pitcher that you know you've already done good off of.
It is good to see Kelly Maxwell wearing number 28 on the back of the black jerseys tonight. The Spark have to be very hot out there on a 99-degree heat and to see evening wearing all black uniforms with a touch of blue. Maxwell pitching in the Center State for the first time, as we told you, since the championship game against the University of Texas, not too far from here at Devon Park, back in June of 2024. And she pitched Oklahoma to an unprecedented 4th consecutive national championship. Of course, she was a former Cowgirl that spurned Stillwater for her last year of eligibility for the rival Sooners, and she was outstanding at Oklahoma, fashioning a record of 23-2. Since she has left Oklahoma, she has been pitching professionally overseas in Japan and did so before joining the Spark after the season opening first series here of the year. So that sets the stage, ready to go on a beautiful evening here in Oklahoma City. Little cooler than it has been for the start of the first two games of this series. Maxwell, the left-hander, against Carmen Greenwood, the left-handed hitting center fielder for Florida. Florida in white and navy tonight, all black and white and blue for the Oklahoma City Spark. And the first pitch is a strike, 0-1 the count. 3 consecutive games in which the Spark starting pitcher has opened the ball game with a called strike. Bubba Ewald, who was at first last night, third of the series opener, is now behind home plate. Ground ball to second base. Becker has it over to first. And the former Cowgirl teammate backs up her OSU teammate Kelly Maxwell and retires out number 1. So here is Hannah Adams. Hannah Adams in the series is 2 for 6. She has doubled, walked, and scored a pair of runs. The difference really this series has been pitching. Oklahoma City has not given up a lot of free passes. Florida has given up a bunch. Maxwell's first pitch to the inside corner for a strike, 0-1 the count. Kelly Maxwell pitched 5 years in Stillwater. The Cowgirls went to the Women's College World Series 4 times. In comes the 0-1. But a tip popped up in front of home plate. Hansen has it, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, great job by Kelly Maxwell. I was going to say, started off on top in both of those counts and only having to use 4 pitches to get 2 outs.
So 2 up, 2 down, and that brings us now to Taylor Pleasant. Taylor Pleasant with 3 hits, second most on the ball club through 2 games of this series. She was a triple shy of the cycle last night with a home run and a double. She also has a single and has driven in 3 in 2 games. First pitch downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. So that is the first pitch out of the zone thrown by Kelly Maxwell to start the proceedings. No score, nobody on, 2 out for the Florida Vibe. These 2 will play tomorrow night at 7:05 and then play twice this weekend of the Champions Cup Series here in Oklahoma City. Called strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly Maxwell, we told you that she went 23-2 in Norman, pitching for Patty Gasso with the Sooners. 155 and a third innings with a very respectable 194 earned run average. 164 strikeouts over those innings and a 165 batted average. Well hit ball to center field. It's off the fence. Coleman will play it perfectly, and Pleasant is held to a single. Jada Coleman knew that ball was not going to be caught. So she pulled up and played it perfectly off of the top of the blue fence at Karen Bright Tour, and she was able to hold Pleasant to a 2-out single.
Yeah, and she was actually shifted over more towards left center, and Taylor Pleasant did a good job of kind of just pulling the ball perfectly placed.
Here's Kara Canetto. Last night had a first inning RBI single. Florida had the early jump 3-0 after a half inning, led 5-2 after 1.5. First pitch from Maxwell is down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Oklahoma City, though, came back with a big 5 spot in the bottom of the second to take the lead, and they never looked back. Closest that Florida would get was 8-6, and then the big 5th inning catapulted by the grand slam by Sherrill, a 6 spot into the game after 5. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Kara Canetto. Told you last night that Canetto was one of a handful of former Liberty Flames players on this Florida Vibe roster. Their head coach is the current head coach at Liberty, Dot Richardson. Ground ball right side to her left. Becker gloves, throws to first, and in time. And I mean, a bang call goes the way of Rachel Becker of the Oklahoma City Spark. So 1 hit, 1 left for Florida in the first. That's coming up for the Spark. After a half inning, there's no score on 107.7 The Franchise and the Spark Broadcasting Network.
When it comes to back-to-school shopping at Target, you can choose not to choose. From getting what you need to expressing who you are. With prices that make every choice feel right, why not choose all of the above? From backpacks, bedazzled kicks, and picture day perfect styles as bold as they are. For bring your own lunch days to science project partner days, snack stash days, decorate your locker days, and paint outside the line days. All at prices that will definitely make your day. For all of the above, it's back to school at Target.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Turning pennies into cash with Thunderbird Casino. Fun that's gonna last at Thunderbird Casino. They keep you coming back at Thunderbird Casino.
Big Money Saturdays are at Thunderbird Casino in Norman with 2 drawings for $5,000 every Saturday night. Hot Seat Saturdays give you $100 free slot play only at Thunderbird Casino in Norman. Come for fun, play to win. Visit playthunderbird.com.
Thunderbird Casino, where you go for fun, play to win.
Former South Carolina left-hander Sam Gress, who pitched twice in Norman of the season-opening SEC series between the Gamecocks and the Sooners, steps to the mound for her first start, second appearance, Game 3 of the series for the Florida Vibe. She'll face Coleman, Allo, Hanson, Brito if anybody reaches. No score. The pleasant single off the fence in center field was wasted after Caneto grounded second to first. Good crowd, maybe the third largest crowd of the season, finally in here tonight at Tom Heath Field. Much larger than the crowd last night and very comparable to Sunday night's series opening crowd. Jada Coleman homered last night into right field. Takes downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Jada Coleman against Sam Gress, Gress, walked and scored as part of the 4-run 5th inning here on Sunday night. Coleman has hit safely in both games of the series thus far. Jada, left-handed hitting center fielder, laid off of a pitch. It's called a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Umpiring crew, Bubba Ewalt is behind home plate. The first base umpire is Troy Kuykendall, and at third base is Brent Harden. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning from OKC. Sam Gress brings home the pitch. Lined into left field, hit pretty well. Caneto back and at the wall. Reaches up and makes a running catch before putting her right hand out to make sure she didn't run into the fence. So Coleman didn't miss one by much. If she elevates a little bit more, Taylor, that's probably a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and I think that's the best hit so far coming off a series. Jada Coleman's from the first inning. I think that's obviously the best at bat.
Here is Allo, who has had a great series, although her on-base percentage has been much better than her overall batting average. She's 2 for 3, but she's already been hit by a pitch and walked 3 times. First pitch misses, ball number 1. Correction, that's a strike, 0-1 the count. Jocelyn last night had a 2-run hit, part of the 5-run second inning that propelled Oklahoma City in front for the first time. Wind blowing out of the south-southeast, 17 to 18 miles per hour. Luau night here at the ballpark. In comes the 0-1 pitch. That scoots of the carpet, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Sierra Frazier is the catcher for the 3rd straight game. And Sam Gress making appearance to start number 1 this weekend here at OC. Nobody on, 1 out after a deep fly ball to left off Jada Coleman's bat. Just underway in the bottom of the first. Here's Gress's pitch. Fly ball, well hit left field, and gone. 1-0 Spark. And that was not your typical Allo home run. It was not a moonshot. And it just got over the fence in left center field, but it's another home run for the queen of home runs, 1-0 OKC.
Yeah, and I think just coming off of Jada Coleman's hit, how hard that ball was hit, I think they had to know what was coming with Allo coming up. You knew it was going to be a hard shot. Last
night, Amber Pfizer told you in the postgame show, when you're frustrated, it doesn't matter because it's so comforting to pitch in front of this lineup. And already the Spark have the early jump, 1-0 for Kinsey Hanson, the catcher. Hanson was the DP on Sunday night, is now catching her 2nd straight game and now asks for time and is granted that by Bubba Ewalt. Kinsey Hanson 1 for 5 of the series. She had been 0 for 4, or make that 0 for 2 to start the series before that 3-run blast to the 5th. Here's the pitch. Low, 1 ball, no strikes. Sam Gress, 3 innings, 6 runs, 6 earned runs with a couple of walks and a strikeout. Kinsey Hansen's 3-run home run came off of Sam Gress in that aforementioned 5th inning here on Sunday night. Here's the 1-0. Fastball in tight, 2 balls, no strikes. How about the top of this lineup? Coleman 3 hits, Allo now 3 hits. Hansen 1 for 5, Brito 2 for 4, Sherrill 3 for 6. That's 1 for 5. That's 1 through 5 of this Oklahoma City lineup. The 2-0 pitch from Sam Gress is on the way. Change-up looked at for a strike, and it's 2-1. The 2025 season of Oklahoma City Spark softball proudly presented by the Oklahoma Chevy Team Dealers. 1-0 Oklahoma City on Jocelyn Allo's home run. In comes the pitch. Downstairs, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. The real difference in this series has been walks. Oklahoma City, well, they have not struck out a lot of flame hitters. Just 6 in 2 games. They've only allowed 3 walks. Here's the 3-1. Into the handle and popped up. Slicing foul on the left field side. Out of reach of both Caneto and Mosley. And it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. By comparison, Oklahoma City has been given 12 walks last night and 15 for the series. 10 of those 15 walks have come back to score runs for the Spark. 3-2 the count. 1-0 OKC in the first. Here's the pitch. And it's down low, ball 4. So add another walk to that total. Gress has given up the fewest in 3 of the 3rd innings. That's just her 3rd free pass. Here's the shortstop, Alyssa Brito. Alyssa Brito, 2 for 4, a single and a double. She has driven in 1 and scored 2. Righty versus righty as Gress readies and brings home the first pitch. Lined into right field, pretty well hit, but right at Roop, who comes in a step and makes the play, and there's now 2 gone.
Yeah, good hard hit, and something that I've noticed is the Spark has been swinging early in the line or early in the count. You know, trying to get ahead, and she's throwing that changeup just a little bit, but they're trying to get ahead before she even has a chance to throw that.
And it's nice to see Oklahoma City working in front early. Not that they trailed in game 1, but the Allo home run, Taylor, is their first. Make that their 3rd run in 3 games in the first inning. They've been playing from behind, especially last night. It's been the middle to late innings that have been the undoing of the vibe. Here's Sydney Sherrill. Fastball, inside quarter strike, 0-1 to the left-handed hitting former Seminole of Florida State. By way of Southmore. Terrific high school prep player here in the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. Arguably the best defensive player on this roster. Now time is called. Sherrill backs out of the batter's box. Sydney 3 for 6. That 1 hit was a home run. 5 RBIs, 4 of those to lead to the big 5th inning and send us home early last night. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes, ball hit into left field. Caneto is there, will make the catch and retire the side. So Allo gets the big fly. Oklahoma City gets the early jump. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 left. We're through 1. 1-0 OKC on 107.7 The Franchise of the Spark Broadcasting Network.
More fiber and laxatives, eh?
Who are you?
I'm future you.
Future me?
Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Heading to OU, Texas? Stay at the Home for Sooner fans, the Renaissance Hotel in Addison. Join the OU Club of Dallas for the Beat Texas Pep Rally Friday night with Boomer and Sooner, the Sooner Schooner, Spirit Squad, Roughnecks, and the Pride of Oklahoma. Saturday night, celebrate the victory at the Renaissance Hotel Bar. Accommodations start at just $190 per night. Visit OUClubofDallas.com and reserve your room before they sell out. Funds raised go to scholarships for Dallas area OU students.
1-0 Oklahoma City. We move to the top of the second. Good crowd here on hand. Filled in nicely in those right field bleachers. This will rival Sunday night's crowd, and Sunday night's crowd pushed for the largest crowd of the year, just slightly behind the season opener against New York back in June. Grayson Radcliffe, who has had 6 plate appearances, reached 5 times and has a team-high 4 hits in the first 2 games, lead off for Florida here in the second. Maxwell's first pitch upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Don't forget, fans, you can stay up to date on all things Oklahoma City Spark by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Simply go to OKCSpark.com for your one-stop shop for all things Spark softball. The 1-0 pitch, inside corner for a strike. 1-1. That's almost an unhittable pitch, Taylor. If she did make contact, that's a ground ball.
Yeah, sure. And Kelly Maxwell just has a good, I'm assuming that was a curveball working on the inside half.
1-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the second inning. Final game of the regular season tomorrow night. And then the Challenge Cup starts here in Oklahoma City on Saturday. A swing and a miss. 1-2 to Grayson Radcliffe, who is 4 for 6, all singles she's driven into. Told you she's had 6 plate appearances on Sunday and Monday and reached 5 times. Kelly Maxwell gets the sign. Left-hander delivers. Swing and a miss. Change speeds, and Radcliffe went over the top. Maxwell with her first strikeout. That's only the 7th as a staff for Oklahoma City pitching in 3 games, but it comes to open up the Florida second and brings us to Rachel Roop, R-O-U-P-E. Rachel Roop in the series, 0 for 4, a walk, a hit batsman, and 2 strikeouts. So she, through 2 games, it struck out 1/3 of the total. The vibe had gone down against Spark pitching. Didn't mean to. Tried to check her swing, went around on a rise ball, and it's no balls, 1 strike. Told you Maxwell helped Oklahoma win the 2024 National Championship. She was the Women's College World Series most outstanding player that year. Great end to her career that saw her playing 5 WCWSs. 0-1. Latai called a strike by Ewald, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
And Kelly Maxwell's just doing a great job, obviously staying on top, but not only that, she's doing a great job of setting up for her changeup.
Milkowski is the on-deck hitter. First time we've seen her in the series. In fact, she wasn't even on their reserve roster on Sunday night. Fastball away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul balls brought to you by Becky Stevens of State Farm Insurance. And this season brought to you by the Oklahoma Chevy Team Dealers. Appreciate both for their continued support of OKC Spark softball. Here's the pitch. Down and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're just joining, we'll give you 3 guesses. First 2 don't count, although it's not necessarily a given on this roster as to who hit the first inning home run that has given Oklahoma City the early advantage. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. High heat away, and Roop goes down. Maxwell with back-to-back strikeouts, and now it's up to the catcher, Lindy Milkowski, Milkowski. We were watching Florida in batting practice, and Taylor spotted Lindy and wasn't certain that we had seen her. Well, the answer is we have not seen her. Taylor immediately noticed she had a Big 12 logo on her batting helmet, and that's because she played at BYU. First pitch downstairs to Milkowski, 1 ball, no strikes. You have to get up early to get anything past Taylor McKittrick. She knows all and she sees all. 1-0. Into the handle, little blooper out to right. Becker is there. She has it. And it's a 1-2-3. Second inning of work for Maxwell. She gets a high five, glove to glove, from her former battery mate at the University of Oklahoma, Kelly Hansen. After 1.5, Sparks still lead 1-0 here on 107.7, the franchise of the Spark Broadcasting Network.
The franchise.
I've never trusted a rookie quarterback, and inexperience. Last year, perfect storm, worst offense ever, right at OU. It just wasn't one thing last year, but it was the most important thing, his quarterback play.
The franchise players.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk to me all you want about injuries. You can talk to me about playing, different O-line combinations. Jackson, being a young quarterback, wasn't able to elevate guys around him.
The franchise players with Kelly Gregg and Jerry Ramsey on 107.7 The Franchise.
Don't miss out on OKC's hottest entertainment at the Showplace Theater with acts like Air Supply, July 25th. Tracy Lawrence, August 1st. Sammy Kershaw, August 15th. And Brett Michaels, September 27th. Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
When it comes to back-to-school shopping at Target, you can choose not to choose. From getting what you need to expressing who you are. With prices that make every choice feel right, why not choose all of the above? From backpacks, bedazzled kicks, and picture-day perfect styles as bold as they are. For bring your own lunch days to science project partner days, snack stash days, decorate your locker days, and paint outside the line days. All at prices that will definitely make your day. For all of the above, it's back to school at Target.
Bottom of 2 here from Tom Heath Field, the Oklahoma Christian campus. Sam Grass completed her warm-up tosses. She will get Lee Boone Torres. That is 6, 7, and 8. Jocelyn Allo with a one-out solo home run to left center field, back of the first, the difference in this ball game. In games in which Oklahoma City has won against Florida, and they have won 5 of 6 meetings this year with the Vibe, they have scored a lot of runs. In fact, they have scored double digits in all 5 of their wins over Florida. Here's Haley Lee, who's looking for her first hit of the series. Grass's first pitch is away, 1 ball, no strikes. Haley last night was the only OKC hitter not to reach base at least one time. Riley Boone, who's back in the lineup. Then Torres to follow here in the second. Grass brings home the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike, and Lee is 1-1. Haley Lee has struck out once, grounded out 4 times in this series. She does have a sacrifice RBI. And that came in the second inning of game 1 on Sunday night that up until the 5th inning proved to be the only run of the ball game. Pitch. Little change up, had her out in front, bloops it out to short in front of the bag at second, Sellis, and there's one gone.
Yeah, and Gresh just has such a phenomenal changeup. Haley shows some frustration after swinging at that.
Here's Boone, the left fielder. Riley Boone 0 for 2. Told you we talked to her last night before the ball game. She actually injured that ankle sliding into home plate. It looked like that maybe it had occurred during an at-bat when she did not run out a ground ball to short. At that point, we knew something had to be wrong, and then we're told from downstairs it was an injury. First pitch to the left-handed hitting left fielder is a changeup for a strike. Great crowd on hand. Hope to see more spectators Wednesday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday night, right here at Tom Heath Field. Tickets at OKCSpark.com. Gress with the 0-1. Good bunt. Boone's going to beat that out without a throw. Nothing wrong with that left ankle. That's vintage Riley Boone. Scratch hit, second base hit for Oklahoma City off Grass, and now a one-out base runner.
Yeah, just such a perfectly placed bunt, and knowing Riley Boone's speed, I mean, right off the bat, I knew she was going to be safe.
Here's Alina Torres. Alina 2 for 4 is homer to the series, driven in a run. She homered last night in the 5th inning, the 4th inning driving home the Sparks' only run to that frame. OKC in business. A went-out base runner with good speed. First pitch to Torres. Is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Early, it would appear that Bubba has the best strike zone, at least the most consistent one that we have seen of the first 3 in this series. Last night, both pitchers really had issue. Nagel for Florida, Pfizer for Oklahoma City. 1-0 pitch. Change up downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Did you know that more than $1 billion in unclaimed property is waiting to be claimed in Oklahoma? It could be a check, refund, or safe deposit box, and it very well could be yours. Visit yourmoney.ok.gov to claim your property today. 2 balls, no strikes to Alina Torres. Called strike of the outside quarter. Good pitch, and it's 2-1. If you're going to pitch away to Torres, you better pitch in that vicinity where she can't make clean contact and get those arms extended. 2-1 the count. Grass brings home the pitch. Change up at the letters. 2-2, and I can guarantee you Alina was not thinking change up there.
Yeah, and Grass is just showing a lot of positivity within that changeup. I mean, throwing it a lot in these different work counts.
She is not afraid to throw it to the best hitting lineup in professional women's softball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, little low. 2 hits, 1 run, a walk, no strikeouts thus far. The ledger for Sam Grass. Rachel Becker, the second baseman, number 9 hitter for the Spark on deck. In comes the payoff pitch to Alina Torres. Popped it up, and it was on the handle. Wind is pushing it, but not deep enough. Caneto, with 1 foot of the warning track, makes the catch, and back to first goes Boone with 2 outs. It shows you the power of Alina Torres. That ball was down to the handle, and she still was able to drive it nearly to the warning track. So here's Rachel Becker. 3 walks last night, 2 runs scored. She did not play in Sunday's opener. We were talking with Tina Floyd about Rachel last night. She's been the consummate professional, the consummate team player. She plays with a smile, does what's asked of her, and understands her role. Left-handed batter, Grass the right-hander, pumps a strike, and it's 0-1. And as we alluded to with Tina and Taylor, you know that there's good enough talent on that Spark bench. They could be playing every day somewhere else. And Becker's a prime example of that. Have to be unselfish if you're going to be on this team. A time is called. Grass backs out of the circle. Rachel Becker started at Purdue, finished at Oklahoma State. Was a teammate of the starting pitcher tonight, Kelly Maxwell, in Stillwater. In comes the 0-1. On the carpet, good snag that time by Frazier, no advancement. She doesn't handle that ball cleanly. Boone standing at second base.
Yeah, Milwaukee, she's keeping a close eye on Boone. I think last night is when actually Rachel Becker stole on a left-handed batter when Jada was up to bat, I believe, or KK Madry it was.
Yeah, I said Frazier. It's Milkowski that is the catcher. I need to get that on the spot board. 1 ball, 1 strike. Change up at the letters. 1-2 the count. Wind continuing to blow up over 15 miles per hour to the south-southeast. Slightly blowing for the right field foul pole out towards left center. This ballpark faces center field from home plate to the northeast. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch outside, snap throw to first, and they threw it away. Riley Boone is headed for second, looking over her right shoulder. That's all she's going to go. Now they mishandle the ball, and there will be no throw into third. So Boone stands at third after 2 errors. One on the throw, the other on the right fielder, Roop, who misplayed the ball. She clearly was there in time to keep Riley at second. As I told you, she was going to be content for just 1 base.
Yeah, and I think Flores actually wanted to keep her at second, just being cautious with that injury, but Riley Boone noticed the mishandled and wanted another bag.
Throw-in error, Milkowski. Fielded error, right field. Roop, 2 errors, and that's the third of the series now for the Vibe. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rachel Becker. Grass's pitch, swing and a miss. Down she goes, and Grass gets her first strikeout of her first start. Infield hit, 2 errors, 1 left. Nothing doing, though, for the Spark. We zip to the third, 1-0 OKC on 107.7 The Franchise of the Spark Broadcasting Network.
Plan today for the Delta Waterfowl Duck Hunters Expo, July 25th through July 27th at the Oklahoma City Fairgrounds. Join Delta Waterfowl and thousands of your closest hunting friends for 3 action-packed days of excitement, entertainment, education, and expertise covering all things duck and goose hunting. Learn more and buy your tickets now at deltawaterfowlexpo.com.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. And Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Spark trying to put out a two-out rally together, could not do so. Still 1-0. We go to the top of the third. Todd Miller, Taylor McKittrick, and the Spark broadcasting crew with you. Chris Couch producing our broadcast back in the franchise studios. Appreciate his hard work. Sarah Mosley, the third baseman for the Vibe, to lead off. Then it's Jillian Sellis, and back to the top of the order. Against the Friendswood, Texas native left-hander Kelly Maxwell, who opens missing down low. 1 ball, no strikes. In 2024, Maxwell worked 6 1/3 innings in the Japan All-Star Series, did not allow an earned run, and struck out 11, averaging almost 2 strikeouts per inning. Little tap or foul up the third base side. The count quickly evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Maxwell does have some international experience. She was a member of the USA's silver medalist team at the World Championships back in 2024. For the Americans, a 1.56 ERA, 9 innings and 14 strikeouts. She was named to the All-World team for her efforts. 1-1 pitch, ground ball. Becker at second, 2 deep, throws to first, and 1 gone.
Yeah, and hard hit ground ball by Mosley, but Maxwell just has such a great defense behind her.
So Mosley still looking for her first hit against Spark pitching here in OKC. Now 0 for 4 in the series. Here is Sellis. Jillian Sellis, 1 for 5, a strikeout and a run scored against Spark pitching Sunday night and Monday night. 1-0. Allo's home run of the first, the difference. Called strike, changed speed to the inside corner, 0-1 the count. Kelly Maxwell was a Player of the Year finalist in 2024 with the Oklahoma Sooners. Was all Big 12 first team, was a first team all region selection. Foul tip, but it's no balls, 2 strikes. Played 5 years at Stillwater, 1 year at Oklahoma. Has 3 different degrees. 2 from OSU, 1 from OU. The pitch just misses, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's an outstanding 0-2 offering. I'll be truthful, I'm surprised Sellis laid off of it. Carmen Greenwood has moved to the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Up and in fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're out at the ball game tonight or coming out any of the next 4 dates, make sure you tag hashtag #BeTheSpark on any memories you might post. You'll be eligible to win an autographed team softball. Little tapper foul as Sellis was reaching. Count holds, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Maxwell's doing a great job of keeping Celis just on her toes and working inside, outside, off speed, just any pitch you can really think of.
Maxwell has retired 5 straight. First time through the order, she's retired 7 of the 8, the only to reach Pleasant on a single off the center field fence with 2 outs back in the first, the 2-2. Out in front of that changeup, it's a pop-up and headed for the dugout and off the top of the first base covering. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is a Florida offense that last night really impressed me. Even in their shutout loss on Sunday, they still scattered 6 hits over 6 innings against Maddie Penta. Penta and Pfizer with back-to-back complete games in the circle for Oklahoma City. A little tapper up the first baseline. Allo has it. She'll take it to the bag herself. Celis is out number 2. And give Jillian some credit. She really battled Maxwell and was kind of on Kelly's terms at the start of that at-bat and still was able to put it into play.
Yeah, that's something I was going to point out. Kelly Maxwell, I don't think, has thrown really over 4 or 5 pitches to a batter, and Celis worked her into a 7 at-bat. Or 7 pitch at-bat.
Here's Greenwood, who grounded out 4-3 to start the ball game on just 2 pitches. Greenwood has been held in check. She's 1 for 7 of the series as Maxwell's first pitch misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. Tomorrow is Military Appreciation Night. 7:05 first pitch here at Tom Heath Field. We're on the air at 6:55 on the radio and on the Spark Broadcasting Network. 1-0 pitch. Hard hit, but foul on the third base side. Can't even 1 ball and 1 strike. And Greenwood really got around pretty well, just a little behind that Maxwell pitch. She slapped it hard, Oppo up the third base side. In 22, 23, and 24, in World Cup and Japan All-Star Series, Kelly Maxwell has twice, both times in Japan, not allowed an earned run. Bouncer to first, it'll roll to Allo, and again, 1 step to her left to retire Greenwood, who continues to struggle this week here in Oklahoma City. 1, 2, 3 and out, 7 in a row, set down by the All-American Kelly Maxwell. We go to the bottom of the third. Oklahoma City 1, the Vibe nothing on 107.7 The Franchise and the Spark Broadcasting Network.
107.7 The Franchise is your flagship station for Oklahoma Sooner football. And all summer, we'll look back at some of the greatest games in Sooner history with a Classic Sooner series. Brought to you on The Franchise by the Seth Wadley Auto Group. Park at West Point Apartments, a Case & Associates property. And by River Wind Casino. Saturday at 1 p.m., the Sooners take down Florida State to win the national championship in 2000. On your home for the Sooners, 107.7 The Franchise.
Big things are happening at Mathis Homes. Save all summer long with price drop alerts all over the store. Their suppliers have cut prices and they're passing those savings on to you. Get new lower prices with top name recliners as low as $199. And huge markdowns on hundreds of sofas and all the latest styles. Now's your chance to save big for every room in your house. There's something for everyone. Plus, get 12-month no-interest financing and free delivery. Check out these price drop alerts and save at your furniture superstore, Mathis Home.
Get ready. Blues Traveler and Jen Blossoms. Plus special guests, Spin Doctors. Saturday, August 9th, Lucky Star Amphitheater. Blues Traveler, Jen Blossoms. Tickets are on sale now at LuckyStarCasino.org. Blues Traveler and Jen Blossoms. Produced by Mammoth Live and TCF Concerts.
Bottom of 3, 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Oklahoma City Spark. Sam Gress 1 time through the lineup. 1 run, 2 hits, a walk, and 1 strikeout. That strikeout came with the number 9 hitter Rachel Becker to close the Oklahoma City second. Here's Coleman, who just missed a home run to left her first time up. Gress, righty versus lefty. First pitch downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. We have talked about it seems like ad nauseum, but the adjustments that this team from an offensive hitting standpoint make from time to time at the plate is very, very professional. In comes the 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. And You know, they learned it at a very early age, but it certainly was amplified on a lot of these players that played in Norman by J.T. Gasso. Spark leading 1-0 to the third. Gress's pitch. Inside, 3 balls, no strikes. There's a few good bad ball hitters on this team. Coleman is not one that chases a lot. Enjoy watching her approach at the plate. Here's Gress's 3-0. In there for a strike, 3-1. Allo and then Hansen to follow. Jocelyn hit the home run back of the first. Hansen drew the walk, was stranded in the first. OKC has left a pair in the first 2 innings. One of the first, one of the second. There's the 3-1 pitch. Downstairs, and a leadoff walk with speed. That's where you make your hay or don't make your hay and have a tough sled against this offense with free passes. We saw it be the undoing last night of Florida.
Yeah, and that wasn't a bad 3-1 pitch, but like you said, Jada Coleman just has such great eyes.
Jada Coleman, married in the offseason to longtime boyfriend / fiance Billy Bowman. First pitch to Allo is down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Billy, of course, now in training camp with the Atlanta Falcons after a terrific career at the University of Oklahoma. One ball, no strikes to number 78, 2-0. You know, that's a testament to Billy and Jada because both have had very active careers, amateur and now professional, and somehow they've been able to keep that relationship and the fires burning. 2-0 the count. Well, she just missed that one. Nicked it foul, and it's 2-1. The crowd knew it. You might be able to hear them go, ooh. Sam Gress got by with one right there. And I think she knows it, and Milkowski knows it because she's going out to the circle. One on, nobody out, bottom of the third inning. Leadoff walk to Coleman, who's at first. Allo is at the plate. Here's the pitch. Fly ball right field, and she's done it again. Oppo Taco for number 78. It's 3-0 OKC.
Yeah, and that just shows you her power. First at bat, going to left center. This at bat, taking an Oppo to right field.
There was no doubt about that. That's about the same vicinity that Coleman homered last night. Jada's, though, hit the railing in front of the bleachers out there and right. That one went about halfway up the temporary seating out there, the outfield, and it's 3-0 Spark. Well, Gress made one mistake. Allo missed it. Jocelyn did not miss the second. And now with the bases empty and a 3-0 lead, here's Kinsey Hansen. First pitch in there for a strike. There's that changeup, and that's been by far and away her most effective go-to pitch for strikes.
Yeah, and I think eventually Spark is going to catch up to that, so she's going to have to start mixing it in a little less, honestly, start using her harder pitchers more.
There was a good look at the All-American catcher, Kinsey Hansen, one of the best to ever play the position. Chases one of the handle, pops it up, bloops it back into the seating down below us, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. In case you didn't hear last night, we were telling you that the University of Oklahoma has announced its search committee to find the successor to Joe Castiglione, the athletic director. And the student representative is the Sparks' own Kinsey Hansen. No balls, 2 strikes. 3-0 OKC in the third. Here's Gress's pitch. Stays downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was a good 0-2 offering.
Yeah, once again, just great discipline by these Spark batters.
Yeah, a lot less discipline hitter would have chased, I guarantee you, not Kenzie Hansen. Hansen walked back of the first, was stranded. Down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kenzie Hansen now has drawn a total of 2 walks in this series. Her walk last night turned into 1 of 3 runs she scored against the Vibe here at OKC. The 2-2. Ground ball, shortstop. Sellis has it. Now bobbles it on the transfer. It'll be an error that is the 3rd of the night now for the Florida Vibe. And you and I were talking about Sellis before the ball game about how good she is defensively. She had a terrific play out in shallow center field last night on a ground ball up the middle that she spun and was able to throw it to first in time to get the out.
Yeah, and I really think that Hansen was putting pressure on her because she was really booking it down the first base line.
Hansen moves a lot quicker than a lot of people think for a catcher. My point being that we were talking about Sellis, and Pleasant, who played shortstop and was an All-American at LSU, is playing first on this team. Sellis has been the starting shortstop. 1 ball, no strikes now to Brito. And it makes you wonder if maybe Sellis is just a shortstop only, and Pleasant, with her size, can play first base and has done a good job of this series. Here's the 1-0. Inside quarter fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mentioned last night, Dot Richardson is the head coach for the Bradenton, Florida-based Vibe. Outstanding softball player. She is a pioneer in this sport. Fastball away. There goes Hansen. Throw into second is not in time. Hansen steals second, and Milkowski had a pretty good throw. It was a little high into the first base side of second. Sellis, though, looked like the tag was very close to being in time.
Yeah, like we were just talking about, she's a lot quicker than what a lot of people think, and that call surprised me. But Amber Flores, she's just risky.
Amber Flores is a heck of a softball coach. Was a good player at OU. Now is at Seminole Junior College. It has been there for a long, long time, well over a decade and a half. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball, deep short. Another chance for Sellis. High throw to first, and she overthrows Pleasant. Now Hansen moves to third, and that's 4 errors by the Vibe. 2 in the first, or 2 in the second, and now 2 both on Sellis at shortstop here in the 3rd.
Yeah, and Sellis just tried to move a little too quick on that. Literally fielded the ball and just chunked it.
Going to get a visit out to the circle. And you wonder if they're going to stick with Gress. I haven't seen anybody in the Florida bullpen. And again, it's a little bit frustrating. We talked about this with Pfizer last night when Becker dropped a pop out into shallow right that probably would have gotten them out of the inning without any runs. It turned out to be a multi-run inning for the Vibe. As a pitcher, when you're out there battling a good offense on a hot night, you don't want to have to labor any more than you have to. And there's still nobody out, and she's put 2 balls on the infield that should have been outs. Instead, they're runners at first and third. And Sydney Sherrill coming to the plate, trying to build on a 3-0 Spark lead. Sydney Sherrill flying out to left field, back in the first inning. Same at bat would make it a 4-0 lead. The other left-hander of the Spark lineup. There's the first pitch. Just misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Fans having a good time here tonight. Just in between innings, had the HTO T-shirt toss. The gift card included. How about that? 1-0. Called strike, 1-1. I've always found it interesting, T-shirt tosses, that usually it's one size fits all, or at least that's what you get. But everybody will fight over a T-shirt. I don't want to do that, but I might for a T-shirt with a gift card. Downstairs, and it's 2 balls and a strike. And I know what I speak of, Taylor, because usually the shirt size that is tossed into the crowd does not fit my body size. But I would take a gift card. First and third, nobody up, 3-0 to the third. Here's the pitch. Pulled on the ground to first. Hanson now is hung up between third and home. They apply the tag. The ball's dropped by Pleasant. Now Hanson will come home and beat the tag. And heading first to third is Brito. And it's 4-0. And the defense of the Vibe is absolutely falling apart here in the inning. Now the umpiring crew is going to get together. And this is a good job of officiating. They're going to make sure and talk whether or not Pleasant actually had the ball in per possession of the tag long enough to record the out. And they do say out at first base. So Cheryl is 3 unassisted. The run does score, though. And it's 4-0 Spark.
Yeah, and before the result of the play, that's actually a really smart play because if she doesn't bobble the ball, she actually has Kinsey Hanson tangled up in a pickle.
Here's Lee, still looking for her first hit of the week. Popped out to the shortstop, Sellis, back in the second. Runner at third, now 1 out. Infield in for Florida. Off speed, swing and a miss for a strike. There's that nasty change. It was up at the letters. 0-1 the count. Now Flores wants a conference with Haley Lee. Always found it interesting, the story about Haley Lee coming on a Harley to Oklahoma with her tats, and the story about how Patty Gasso would take to somebody like that. Well, she fell in love with her very quickly, and Haley Lee, who once was an Aggie of Texas A&M, was a terrific player for Patty and the Sooners. Flores with a long conversation. I'm sure it was nothing more than an encouragement conversation. Vibe keep the infield in, trying to cut down the 5th run of the night for Oklahoma City. Here's the 0-1. Called strike away, 0-2 the count. We have talked about this ad nauseum. There just are no escape hatches in this lineup, even with somebody like Haley Lee that is struggling. One swing of the bat, and she could make it 6-0. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Well, she's struggling now and scuffling. Puts the bat on top of her batting helmet as she walks over to the dugout. She chased ball 1 and instead of strikeout victim number 2 for the Spark against Grass tonight.
Yeah, and early thing in that bat, she thought she was going to be able to sit on time for that changeup, and I think overall that just threw her at bat off.
Riley Boone had an infield hit. First pitch to Boone, and that almost hit her. She was hopping up and down to that right leg. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, apparently Boone didn't take my advice yesterday when I told her you might as well use that foot as an excuse not to play in this heat. She's too much of a competitor for that. Here's the 1-0. Changeup drops downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. And if you're watching, you could see that Boone really wanted to swing at that. Took a big stride, but there's that plate discipline again.
Well, and it really just looks like it floats in and kind of just hangs there for a second.
4-0 Spark. 1 of the first, 3 in here with the second. Allo's homered twice tonight. 3 balls, no strikes to Boone, with Torres awaiting on deck. I was telling somebody today in a conversation that I thought Oklahoma City was the best professional softball team in the world. They said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." Torres is hitting 8th in this lineup. What does that tell you? Here's the 3-0. Outside, 4-pitch walk, and they're at the corners. Torres flied out to Caneto and left. Pitch count elevated on Kress here in this 3rd inning. Now Madry is going to come in and run for Boone at first base, and likely you will see KK Madry stay into the ball game, and that would mean Riley, if they protect that ankle, will probably be done for the night. Brito at third, Boone at first, now gives way to Madry, and Torres the batter. Melinda Torres 0 for 1 tonight. She is 2 for 5 of the series. One of her hits a home run last night. Spark trailed early 3-0 last night, 5-2 after 1.5. And then it was all OKC from that point. Called strike away, 0-1 with a fastball. Sam Gress had a really good senior season for the Gamecocks in Columbia, South Carolina, pitching in the Southeastern Conference. Here's the 0-1. Change up, hit into center field, but right at Greenwood, and that will do it. Spark get 3, though. Allo has homered twice. 2 more left. We go to the 4th with OKC leading Florida 4-0 on 107.7 The Franchise of the Spark Broadcasting Network.
Dr. Luke and I want you to have sharply focused vision and clear sight.
We have lots of ways to make that happen.
If the outside surface of your eye is the problem, we have LASIK.
If the lens inside your eye is the problem, we have custom lens replacement.
People come from across America to have their vision corrected at ClearSight.
But for you, we're just down the street.
ClearSight, the ability to focus and see clearly, will bring you happiness every waking moment.
And because we want you to be happy every waking moment, we're willing to finance whatever procedure you need to have clear sight.
We'll agree on a down payment and then let you make payments on the rest
at 0% interest.
Why do we do that, Dr. Luke?
Why do we offer finance procedures at 0% interest?
Yeah.
Because it would have meant the world to me if they had been willing to do that when I had my procedure.
I'm Dr. Anna.
And I'm Dr. Luke.
You'll find us at clearsight.com.
At ClearSight, we do it right.
We're not finished until you're happy.
ClearSight.com.
Don't miss the West Side Lions Club second annual Classic Car Show, Saturday, July 26th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 4135 Northwest 10th Street in Oklahoma City. Bring the family for a day of cool cars, door prizes, refreshments, and a 50-50 raffle. Register your ride at 405-642-1068. Bring your old glasses and hearing aids to be donated to those in need. Don't miss it. The West Side Lions Club Classic Car Show, where classics come alive.
Well, as expected, KK Madry stays into the ballgame. She is in left field. No other defensive changes for the Spark. They lead at 4-0. We head to inning number 4. And Maxwell will face Adams, Pleasant, and Caneto, 2, 3, and 4 for the Vibe. From hitting home runs to handling daily stress, Cairo Her keeps you in the game. They go beyond just adjustments with acupuncture, muscle therapies, vitamin injections, and cupping. Feel better and play better. Book now at CairoHer.com. That's ChiroHer.com. Maxwell's first pitch hits Hannah Adams. So that is the first base runner since Taylor Pleasant had the first inning single. First pitch downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Moultrie actually is in left field. KK Madry, is that right? Is in right?
Yeah, Moultrie's in right.
Okay, Moultrie's in right, Madry's in left. So there was another defensive change. Here's the 1-0. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. So outfield, Moultrie in right, Coleman in center, Madry in left. The infield remains the same. Allo, Becker, Brito, and Sherrill. Hanson behind the plate for Kelly Maxwell. 2 balls, no strikes. Kelly deals. Pumped in there with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maxwell pitched a little bit on the last road trip. Spark went 5-2 through Bradenton, Florida, and New York. 2-1 pitch. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Wind continually blowing that flag out in right center field. It has not been a huge factor tonight, but it is a factor above ground level. 3-1, called strike. And it's a generous call. It's full, 3-2.
Yeah, working more up in the zone, and the umpire's just giving it to her.
Taylor Pleasant has not been pleasant for Spark pitching this series. Didn't do much Sung tonight. Has been on fire ever since. Has the only hit off Maxwell, and she swings and misses. First base is occupied. Hanson will pick the ball up and return it to Kelly, and off to second base goes Hannah Adams.
Yeah, not the best looking pitch for Maxwell, but did the job of getting Pleasance out.
Strikeout wild pitch. Caneto is 0 for 1, grounded to second. Bats with the runner in scoring position and 1 out. This Vibe team has been pesky all weekend long. First pitch, fly ball, center field, right at Coleman. In 3 steps, puts it away, out number 2. So Maxwell, nearly 4 full innings, has allowed just 2 base runners, one by hit, the other by a hit batsman. Kelly has only struck out 3, 2 Vibe in the second, and she struck out Pleasant on a wild pitch here in the 4th inning, but first base was occupied. Here's Radcliffe, one of those aforementioned 3 strikeouts tonight for Maxwell. This has not, at least to this point, been a high strikeout series for Oklahoma City pitching. Fastball away for a strike, 0-1. Vibe trying to pick up a 2-out run off Kelly Maxwell. Next pitch, down it in, 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm sure there were a few walk-up sales or late online ticket purchases when it was officially announced tonight that Maxwell was going to be in the circle. Tina Floyd hinted at that last night, but in her usual owner way said, "I'm not the coach." Hard hit ball, foul, third base side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. She did assure us that we would see Kelly at some point in this series, and tonight is the night. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second, 2 out in the 4th, 4-0 OKC. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, knocked down by Maxwell, picks it up, throws to first, and under through Allo. It's going to score a run, and heading to second base is Radcliffe. And it's a 4-1 ball game, and the run is unearned off Maxwell, as that will be a throwing error.
Yeah, just bobble the ball and then just try to rush to get it there.
And being a left-hander, Taylor, that play she didn't have to rush. If that had been a right-hander who would have had to pivot, would have been a much different story. So the Vibe on the board, it cuts the Oklahoma City advantage to 4-1, and here's Roop. Roop struck out behind Radcliffe, who went down swinging back of the second. Good look at the right fielder from Florida, Rachel Roop, former Flame from Liberty University. Swing and a miss on a fastball away, 0-1. Their starting pitcher last night, as we told you, Emily Kirby-Nagel. She was Emily Kirby while she was pitching at Liberty. Pitched from 2018 to 2021. Since then has been on Dot Richardson's staff. That one hits the elbow of Roop. Golly, you could hear that from all the way up here.
Yeah, and she's wearing that Evo shield, so it hit that and made it seem harder than probably what it was, and that's probably why she ran down there so quick, because that Evo shield just protected that elbow.
Second hit batsman from Kelly Maxwell here with the 4th. She doesn't act like she feels anything out of it. My left elbow hurts from hearing it and watching it. Here's Milkowski, who popped out to Becker to end the second. Florida with a tying run at the plate. Maxwell's fastball is a strike on the outside corner. Be the Spark, the hashtag. When you come out to the ballpark and share any memories on social media, it automatically enters you for a chance to win a team autograph ball. Hashtag Be the Spark. 1 pitch downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Spark going for their 3rd consecutive win against Florida. 1, 2, and 3 down there last week. Ground ball to short. Throw to first in time. Good play by Brito on the transfer from the glove to the throwing hand. So 1 run, it was unearned, no hits, 2 hit batsmen and 1 error, 2 left for Florida. Halfway home here at Oklahoma City, the Spark lead the Vibe 4-1 on 107.7 The Franchise of the Spark Broadcasting Network.
The Franchise.
To get the buy-in is not an easy thing to do, as many coaches will tell you. But I've always chosen, instead of making my guys do something, I can get them to do whatever I want. But I want to inspire and to motivate and challenge. And that's how we've created the buy-in, with our players, to get our guys excited to go dominate practice, dominate the minutia, dominate the meeting room, and to play at a really, really high elite level.
You're home for the Sooners. 107.7 The Franchise.
This summer, stay and play at the Greens Country Club. Enroll now in our family social membership for only $115 a month and enjoy 3 sparkling pools, exclusive member-only dining, and events for the whole family to enjoy. Looking for more? Golf memberships are available starting at $450 per month, and new enrollees receive 50% off the initiation fee. Plus, all new Racketed Social members get $600 in credits with no enrollment fee. But act now, as these incentives will expire soon. Call the Greens Country Club at 405-775-2117 or email join@thegreenscc.com today. That's 405-775-2117. Or email join@thegreenscc.com. The Greens Country Club, where summer fun begins.
TNT with you tonight. Todd and Taylor on the call. 4-1 Oklahoma City, bottom of the 4th inning. Spark will send Rachel Becker up, and then Coleman and Allo. Sam Gress, you have to be impressed with what you've seen, Taylor, from her. Oklahoma City has had a lot of opportunities. They've stranded 4 runners, 2 in the 3rd in the first 3 innings, but yet have just 4 runs, and she's really made 2 fatal mistakes, and those were the 2 pitches to Allo.
Yeah, and I think her changeup tonight has been more effective, and it's really thrown some of these Spark hitters off their course, really, because each one of them come in to the box with the plan.
Rachel Becker struck out swinging, her only time up against Sam Gress. Opens the bottom of the 4th for the Spark. Moxie leading the cheers down below, and the bunt is down but foul, 0-1 the count. Crowd standing in unison during the half-inning break to the singing of the state song, Oklahoma. 4th inning stretch here tonight at Tom Heath Field. Oh, and 1 the count. In comes the pitch. Change up, and that's hit hard, but tailing foul down the left field side. No balls, 2 strikes. Viewing numbers on the Spark Broadcasting Network this year have been very, very good, we're told. Wherever and however you may be accessing our audio or video, we're proud that you're watching Oklahoma City Spark softball. Fun team to watch. And tickets remain for tomorrow night in the Champions Cup Series, Saturday, Sunday, Monday night at OKCSpark.com. Here's the 0-2. And a called strike. Becker thought it was in tight. Ewalt punched her out. Rachel having something to say to Bubba as she walks by, and big strikeout for Gress to start the 4th.
Yeah, and for a moment I thought that they were going to ask the third base umpire if she went, but I called it on the pitch.
Ewalt never even looked to third base, and I think that's what Rachel was upset about. She wanted an appeal. Here's Coleman, who walked, scored back to the 3rd. She's 0 for 1 tonight. First pitch to Jada, fastball at the inside quarter, 0-1 the count. Dot Richardson, as we told you, the head coach for Florida. She has done just about everything there is to do in this game. Won the first ever NCAA tournament championship with UCLA in 1982. 1 ball, 1 strike to Coleman. Won the first ever gold medal in 1996, and she hit the game-winning home run to deliver the U.S. to that victory. And then last year became the first coach to direct her team to a 16-1 upset in regional play. 1-1 pitch is hit deep. Not deep enough, though. Caneto to her left, and the warning track has it. And Coleman has just missed not one but 2 home runs off Gress tonight.
Yeah, and going back to another off speed, but still Coleman has so much power hitting that one on the warning track.
2 up, 2 down, and here's Allo. Solo home run of the first, 2-run Oppo taco shot down the right field line in the third. She's driven home 3 of the 4 runs for Oklahoma City. They lead 4-1. We're in the fourth. First pitch is away, 1 ball, no strikes. And I'm telling you, we talked about this last night. Sometimes with Jocelyn, even with Brito and Cheryl behind her, you have to be careful. Last night, they elected to pitch to her with the bases loaded. I thought they might walk her and limit the damage. 2 balls, no strikes as Gress misses away. And 1 or 2 pitches after I said that, she lined one right off of Ratcliffe, the third baseman, down into foul territory, and it turned out to be a 2-run double. So if you pitch to her, you give up 2. If you walk her, you give up 1. 3 balls and no strikes. And Gress is being really careful here. This almost looks like an intentional, unintentional walk to me. She's not really been close on the first 3 pitches. Here comes the pitch. Called strike, looked high. The crowd thought so too, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, not working one bit of inside on Allo.
Last night, Spark won it with 6 in the 5th, 14-6. They were out hit, though, 10-7 by the Vibe, and there's ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Allo, and again, this is why this lineup is so dangerous. As I just described, you have to pick your poison. Do you want Jocelyn to beat you? Do you want Hanson to beat you? Brito, Coleman, Cheryl, who knows? Could be any one of the night on any given night. Kinsey Hanson has reached twice. She's 0 for 1. Reached in an error by the shortstop, Sellis, back of the third. Stole a base and scored that inning. She walked and was stranded back of the first. Righty versus righty, and the pitch downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. It's turned out to be a beautiful sunset here in Oklahoma City. The field is completely bathed in shadows. There's a little bit of the sunlight out there on the right field bleachers remaining. 1-0. Belted into center field, and Greenwood couldn't make the catch. Allo's going to come all the way around to score. Hanson digs for third. She slides in without a throw, and Oklahoma City gets the run back. It's now 5-1.
And Hanson just did a really great job of setting back on that changeup and placed it perfectly.
It's a triple for Kinsey Hanson, and Greenwood almost got there. She was on the run. The ball was about kneecap high. Racing to her left, it just glanced her glove and then rolled all the way to the fence. So Hanson, with her first hit, a 2-out RBI triple. It's 5-1 Spark, and here is Brito. She's reached in an air, flied out to right. Gress brings home the pitch downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. I had to hesitate on that call because it looked like Carmen Greenwood might just haul that ball in. And she had a long run, and the ball just glanced her glove as she was racing to her left. 5-1 Oklahoma City in the fourth. Here's the pitch. Belted down the line and left, but foul. She was just out in front of it. 1 ball, 1 strike. All foul balls in 2025 season brought to you by Becky Stevens of State Farm. Presenting sponsor of OK Spark softball this season is the Oklahoma Chevy Team Dealers. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Hit Oppo, but foul. A liner just up the right field side. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Brito working both sides of the field.
Hasn't missed extra bases either left field or right field side in this at bat by much. (5-1) OKC. Hanson the RBI triple, scoring Allo from first. Stands there with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 from Gress. Swing and a miss. Down goes Brito. Chased a bad pitch there. She didn't do that often. And the Spark will settle for 1. 1 run, 1 hit, a walk, 1 left. We go to the 5th. Now 5-1 Spark on 107.7 The Franchise and the Oklahoma City Spark Broadcasting Network.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. And Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
I'm Noble McIntyre at McIntyre Law, and I've been representing injured Oklahomans and their families for almost 30 years. At our firm, we've handled hundreds of crashes involving semis. They are huge vehicles, and when fully loaded, can weigh as much as 80,000 pounds. Most semi drivers are careful and professional drivers, but some big truck drivers and the companies they drive for are dangerous, and I've personally seen the devastating effects on families. If you or a loved one has been affected by a semi crash, contact us at 405-777-7000 or McIntyreLaw.com. We will fight for you.
Welcome back here to Tom Heath Field at Oklahoma Christian University, home of the 2025 Oklahoma City Spark. 5-1 in the most competitive game of the series thus far, and one of the most competitive of the entire season series between the Vibe and OKC. The closest game was contested in Bradenton, and it was a 6-4 final won by Florida. Oklahoma City has averaged over 11 runs in their other wins against the Vibe this season. Maxwell opens, ball 1 to Sarah Mosley, the Florida third baseman. Sarah 0 for 1 tonight. She is still hitless in the tournament. Champions Cup coming up Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. Spark will play a doubleheader on Saturday. It's a double round robin with these two in the New York Rise. Pitch fouled off the top of the netting, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Our buddy Dave Myrick will have the call on Saturday night. Andrew Shepard will be on the mic along with Taylor on Sunday. I'll be back on Monday. First pitch, or 1-1 pitch is downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Oklahoma City with single runs in the first and the fourth. A 3 spot in the third right now really looms large. 1 ball, or 2 balls, 1 strike. Another pop-up that's at a play on the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reminder to stay up to date on all things Oklahoma City Spark by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Or simply go to OKCSpark.com. That's where you can purchase advanced game tickets as well. Two balls, 2 strikes. The All-American left-hander, Kelly Maxwell, downstairs, and Mosley's 3 balls, 2 strikes. OKC defeated Florida 12-3 in Colorado, won 12-4, 11-2 in Bradenton, lost 6-4. Won 8-0 and 14-6 here in Oklahoma City, the first 2 games of this series. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Maxwell brings it home and is low. So Kelly has been a little bit un-Maxwell-like here in the last couple of innings. 2 hit batsmen and a walk. 4th base run over the last inning plus after the Vibe had just 1 hit and 1 base runner, 2-out single by Pleasant back in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, great discipline by Mosley on that at bat.
Here is Sellis. She Rolled out unassisted to Jocelyn Allo at first. One of back-to-back unassisted putouts by the first baseman. No balls, one strike now to Jillian Sellis, who foul-tipped that pitch. Crowd very near what we had here on Sunday night. One of the three largest here in now 7 home games. In a light home schedule this year. Sellis a good swing, pops it straight back, but she's behind, no balls, 2 strikes. We were talking on Sunday night that if Oklahoma City wins out, meaning 2 more in the regular season against Florida, 2 against Florida, 2 against New York in the Champions Cup, they would finish with a record of 20-3, and that would be 1 shy of the franchise record of 21 wins set in the inaugural campaign back in 2023. And it was done against totally different competition. USSSA, the Texas Smoke. They finished runner-up in the postseason event there. Last year, they won the Champions Cup in Tennessee. Here's the 0-2. Good swing, fouls it again back to the netting. When you have set behind as many nets and oftentimes in the elements behind the net, you learn you don't flinch. But it's kind of fun to watch the spectators down below in unison, their heads all jerked to the right. Here's the 0-2. Did she go? Yes, she did. So down goes Sellis. It was kind of a methodical call right there by Bubba.
Yeah, and that must have been evident for him to call on the swing.
4th strikeout for Maxwell. I thought they would appeal. I really did. It did from up here look like a swing. I think it was the correct call, but I'm surprised there wasn't an appeal. Here is Carmen Greenwood, who's 0 for 2, lays down a bunt. Maxwell fields it, throws to first in time to Allo to sacrifice. Mosley goes to second, and now 2 outs. It's really hard, Taylor, and you know this, to bunt on left-handers because the natural pivot, and you saw it right there, turning to your left, buys a little bit more time on the throw to first.
Yeah, and Kelly Maxwell just did a great job.
1 on, 2 out. 5-1 Oklahoma City in the 5th. Maxwell brings home the pitch. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Only run of the ball game, an unearned run off Maxwell back in the 4th for the Vibe. They have played Atlanta, Orlando, New York, TC, Colorado, Oklahoma City this year. Came in with a 12-13 record. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. And I have asked, and I don't really know why Oklahoma City does not play the Kansas City Diamonds. I have an idea why they don't play Orlando or Atlanta. But that's for another day and another place. Here's the 2-0. Called strike at the knees, 2-1 the count. It would be nice to see some other teams. Again, the landscape of women's professional softball is almost every hour that ticks by is changing. 2-1, called strike, 2-2 the count. And I'll tell you this, I don't know what the future holds. I know the Spark are going to be around. Tina told us that last night. But I know Oklahoma City has a passionate voice for professional women's softball, leading the charge in Tina Floyd. Here's the 2-2. Fouled it back to the netting. And I'll tell you what, Tina is respected enough in the softball ranks. Oklahoma City and the state in general will have a seat at whatever table there is for future discussions. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's Maxwell's pitch. Just got a piece of it. So Hannah Adams will live to see at least 1 more for Maxwell.
Yeah, and that may have got a piece of Hansen as well.
Hansen was the designated player on Sunday night, now catching a back-to-back games. You knew she was going to catch when Maxwell pitched. Those two had great chemistry working together in their only year in Norman. Yeah, it does look like that might have gotten a piece of Hansen. She's about as tough as a $2 steak. 2-2 the count. In comes the pitch. Little tapper right side. Allo drops the ball, and Adams is going to be safe. I think they will score that infield hit. I don't think Allo was going to be able to make the transfer to Becker covering in time to get Adams, who runs well.
Yeah, with how far that was hit off the line and how soft it was, I think Adams is there all day.
First and third down for Florida, and their best hitter, Taylor Pleasant. Taylor Pleasant, who's already homered in one of the first 2 games of this series, goes deep. It's a 1-run game. Maxwell is yet to give up an earned run tonight through nearly 5 innings, and she misses down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. So what we're talking about, don't take it as they scored an error. They scored an error on Jocelyn. Don't take what we're saying as that there's anything wrong with the Spark. There is nothing wrong with this franchise. It is very, very healthy. It's just that the landscape of professional softball is changing. So the error against Allo at first has them at the corners. No hit for Adams. 1 ball, no strikes to the first baseman for Florida, Taylor Pleasant. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. It's a 5-2 ball game, and moving to second is Adams. Pleasant is one of Taylor's favorite players, and she's shown the last 2 nights. Miss McKittrick, just twice, she is one of your favorites.
Yeah, just such a great athlete overall. I remember watching her at LSU and still talk about her to this day with my little team. So
5-2 the score. Here's Kara Caneto. Swings and misses for a strike. It's 0-1. Great crowd on hand. Moxie very, very busy moving through the reserve seat section below us and now out into the general admission seats and right. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball right field, and it drops as Moultrie cuts it off. Now gets it into first, but coming around to score is Adams, and it's a 5-3 ball game, and the tying runs are on base.
Yeah, that's a really great job out there in right field by Moultrie to keep that ball in front of her. She lets that get past her. It's a 5-4 ball game.
RBI single, and she almost caught it. That ball was sinking very quickly, and she nearly picked it up off of her shoe tops. So after the Allo error at first, back-to-back hard-hit singles, and here is Radcliffe, who has been no picnic on the Spark pitching staff this weekend. There still is 2 outs. Maxwell retired 2 of the first 3 to start the inning here with the 5th. Called strike, 0-1 the count. Maxwell, for the most part, has made vibe hitters hit her pitch, Taylor. She's been ahead the count a lot tonight. Had a little bit of unorthodox control problems in the 4th and the 5th with walks and hit by pitches. 0-1. Fly ball right field. That's trouble. Moultrie back. The ballpark's going to hold it. Michelle makes the catch. Whew, we can exhale. Spark go to the bottom of the 5th, preserving a 2-run lead. 1 run, 2 hits, an error and a walk, and 3 left for Florida. After 4.5, 5-3 good gals here on 107.7 The Franchise of the Spark Broadcasting Network.
107.7 The Franchise is your flagship station for Oklahoma Sooner football. And all summer, we'll look back at some of the greatest games in Sooner history with a classic Sooner series. Brought to you on The Franchise by the Seth Wadley Auto Group. Park at West Point Apartments, a Case & Associates property. And by Riverwind Casino. Saturday at 1 p.m., the Sooners take down Florida State to win the national championship in 2000 on your home for the Sooners. 107.7 The Franchise.
Looking for a place to unwind, connect, and play right here in Oklahoma City? Discover Hidden Trails Country Club, a hidden gem in the heart of OKC. From a championship 18-hole golf course to tennis, swimming, and delicious dining, Hidden Trails has something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or just looking for family fun, you'll feel right at home. And if you are looking to host a golf tournament, Hidden Trails can be the place. Visit hiddentrails.com or call today. Your escape starts close to home.
Beats and Bites Festival is back again at Riverwind Casino, where good grooves and great food are on tap all summer long. Join us August 9th for Kansas and Starship. Along with crave-worthy eats from local food trucks, there's something for everyone. Get your tickets online or at the box office for just $10. Only at Riverwind Casino.
Well, I need to correct something. It was Mosley that scored one of the two runs. Adams the second, two left. And I'm going to be honest with you, Taylor. Off of the bat, I thought Radcliffe had given the Vibe the lead. I thought that was headed for the right field bleachers.
Yeah, really a hard hit. I have to agree with you. I thought it was gone off the bat.
Had that sound, too. Here's Sydney Sherrill. She is 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. Lead down to 2 for Oklahoma City in the 5th. In comes Gress's pitch. Fly ball, center field. Greenwood drifting back, and now to her left has it. One pitch went out here with the 5th.
Yeah, another hard hit ball just right to him.
Here's Haley Lee. She's popped out and struck out swinging. Haley chased on an 0-2 pitch what would have been ball one back in the third. You know, she's all in her head right now. But one swing of the bat can rectify anything. First pitch, fastball away from Sam Gress. 1 ball, no strikes. Spark returning home after a 29-day hiatus here from Tom Heath Field. June 21st, Celebrity All-Star Game. The last time we saw him before Sunday night. Foul tip, 1 ball, 1 strike. On that road trip, Oklahoma City went 8-3, 4-1 to win the Pro Cup Challenge at the Colorado Sparkler. 2-1 at Florida, 2-1 against New York. That was scheduled to be a 4-game series. Game 1 was rained out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, base hit. Right through the 6-hole. And Haley Lee has her first hit of the 3 games.
Yeah, like you said, one swing of the bat. Just helping her get out of that slump that she was in.
KK Madry will be the batter. Madry in the series is 1 for 3. That one hit was a triple here on Sunday night. She's drove home a run, scored 3 times, and walked twice. Madry came in for Riley Boone. Here's the pitch. Little popper out at a shallow left, and that's down just out of the reach of Sellis, who quickly throws into second, trying to double up Lee, who beats the throw. We talked about last night the Vibe having a couple of blue pits that just found spots. Pfizer talked about that with you on the postgame show. And Madry just did the same to Florida.
Yeah, and actually got jammed on that, but got enough to just bloop it over their head. And that's just something Gress is going to have to give props to Madry on.
Sellis was reaching out, and the ball just went over her glove hand. 2 on, 1 out for Moultrie. First pitch from Gress in tight. 1 ball, no strikes. This has been the problem for the Vibe tonight, and even last night, too. Every time they've had the momentum offensively, the Spark have come right back at them. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit hard, tailing foul down the left field line. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Last night, in the first inning, Vibe got 3. Oklahoma City, the bottom of the inning, answered with 2. Vibe got 2 more to get a 3-run lead back at the top of the second. The Spark answered with 5. Florida a run in the 4th. OKC with a run of their half. Florida with 2 here in the 5th, and OKC threatening again. In tight, didn't miss by much. 2 balls and a strike. And that's what it is, life against this Spark offense. That's why when you go out in the circle, you don't have to be perfect. The 2-1. Low and away, 3 balls and a strike. A walk would load him for Rachel Becker, the on-deck hitter. And we are entering the time of the game here in the fifth inning. Fifth and sixth innings in which Oklahoma City has dominated the Vibe the last two nights. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball, gloved by Gress, and then she throws it away. Overthrows the third baseman. One run will score. Rounding second, headed for third, and now scoring is Moultrie. And just like that, it's a 4-run lead at 7-3. Gress she did the hard part. That was a well-hit one-hopper right into her glove cleanly, but she just rushed the throw and overthrew Mosley.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, she just rushed her, and I think she was wanting to get that double play just because that ball was hit so hard back to her.
Moultrie stands at second base on a fielder's choice. E1, and the defensive woes tonight for the visitors from the Sunshine State continue. They quickly have gone out to check on Sam Gress, who appears to be okay. Gress is going to be awarded a few warm-up tosses. Ball got a little bit of her, but got a lot of her glove too, and then she just rushed the throw. Lee came around easily to score. Madry came around from second to score, and Moultrie stands at second. Here's Rachel Becker. Oklahoma City back in front by 4. She grounds that one right side. To her left, Adams throws to first to get the out, but it's a good out. Moultrie moves to third. And now it's up to Coleman to try to drive home a 2-out run. Sam Gress brings home the pitch. Downstairs to Jada. Coleman is 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts to deep left, sandwiched around a third-inning walk in which she scored. (7-3) Oklahoma City in the fifth. Here's the 1-0. Little fly liner into left, down for a base hit. That will score Michelle Moultrie, and it's now 8-3. And again, the spark come right back at the Vibe.
Yeah, not that Jada probably meant to, but those last two hits that she had has been hard and gotten out, not taking off of something, but looked like there was something taken off of that swing just to place that ball perfectly.
That may be the last pitch thrown by Sam Gress tonight as they are headed to the mound. It's Dot Richardson, and Oklahoma City is going to use this opportunity to conference. And it looks like coming into the ball game for Florida is going to be Elizabeth Hightower, who pitched the end of the game last night. So we'll take a quick 1-minute break and be back after this pitching change. 8-3 Oklahoma City. We're in the fifth on 107.7 The Franchise of the Spark Broadcasting Network.
Looking for a place to unwind, connect, and play right here in Oklahoma City? Discover Hidden Trails Country Club, a hidden gem in the heart of OKC. From a championship 18-hole golf course to tennis, swimming, and delicious dining, Hidden Trails has something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or just looking for family fun, you'll feel right at home. And if you are looking to host a golf tournament, Hidden Trails can be the place. Visit hiddentrails.com or call today. Your escape starts close to home.
Beats and Bites Festival is back again at Riverwind Casino, where good grooves and great food are on tap all summer long. Join us August 9th for Kansas and Starship. Along with crave-worthy eats from local food trucks, there's something for everyone. Get your tickets online or at the box office for just $10. Only at Riverwind Casino.
Allo will lead off, be the first hitter to face Elizabeth Hightower, who worked 3 1/3 last night. And the first pitch is a fastball away, 1 ball, no strikes. So 3 of the first 4 reached. All 3 have scored here in the fifth. Florida had cut it to a 2-run game. It's back to a 5-run Spark advantage, 8-3. Hightower's 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Hightower gave up a solo home run to Elena Torres in the third inning last night and then gave up the grand slam to Cheryl as part of 6 runs she allowed in that decisive 5th inning. Allo was homered twice tonight. Can she do it again? In tight, 3 balls and no strikes. Kenzie Hansen with the watchful eye on deck at Elizabeth Hightower, number 22. Hightower really for the first couple of innings last night was pretty effective for Florida out of the bullpen. 3-0 upstairs, and it's a walk. So 2 walks, 2 home runs for Allo tonight in the series. Jocelyn now has drawn 5 walks. Hansen, the 8th Oklahoma City hitter to face now 2 pitchers here in the inning. Kenzie Hansen tripled homer run back of the 4th. Hightower's first pitch a little high with a fastball, 1 ball, no strikes. Kenzie's been aboard 3 times. That triple, she walked in the first and also reached in an air with the shortstop Sellis back of the 3rd. Righty versus righty. Hightower brings it home, misses high and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Well, there's 2 outs. If Hansen reaches, Brito could end this thing with a walk-off grand slam. 2 balls, no strikes. Down and in, 3 balls and no strikes. So Hightower really is about to paint herself, Taylor, into the same predicament that she did last night.
Yeah, just really struggling to find that zone.
3-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Called a strike. There wasn't any more of the strike than a man of the moon. But it's 3-1. Hansen is thinking to herself, Bubba Ewald, I know your strike zone. I've been behind the plate now for 5 innings. That has not been called. Pop up on the handle. Third base side as Mosley gives chase, but it's off the top of the dugout, and it's now 3-2. Am I not right in that statement? A catcher knows or has a pretty good idea of an umpire's strike zone. You squat in front of them, and they call balls and strikes for half of the game.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second. Coleman with good speed. Allo was the runner at first. Infield is playing back for the Vibe. Pitch to Hansen. There's ball 4. So now, a second consecutive game could end with a walk-off grand slam. And Brito is plenty capable of doing it. Elizabeth Hightower was the victim last night. Here's the pitch. Blasted to left, and we will see you tomorrow night. Second consecutive inning. Oklahoma City has got a walk-off grand slam to run rule the Florida Vibe. 12-3 the final score as they mob Alyssa Brito at home plate. And the first to greet her, or one of the first, was last night's hero, Sydney Sherrill. It just stayed fair inside the left field foul pole, but that's all it had to do. And the Spark have put another 12 spot up against Vibe pitching to secure the series victory. They've taken the first 3 games tonight by a 12-3 final. Taylor McKittrick is headed to the field. We'll hear from a player or two as well as Amber Flores. This team continues to win. Oklahoma City is now 15-3 of the season as Alyssa Brito walks off the game at the bottom of the 5th inning with a grand slam. 12-3, Spark is the final. We're back with our postgame show on 107.7 The Franchise and the Spark Broadcasting Network.
Jolly, go, 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 go. Garage door stuck? Open or acting up? Call the herd that knows what to do. At Jolly Go Garage Doors, we bring fast fixes, honest prices, and service with a smile. Jolly, go, 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 go.
First Serve OKC invites the community to its annual Raise Your Racket fundraiser on Friday, September 26th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the OKC Tennis Center. Whether you're a tennis fan or just love a good cause, this event has something for everyone. Enjoy food, drinks, raffle prizes, auction items, and a special appearance by tennis legend John Isner. All proceeds support First Serve OKC's mission to provide tennis, mentoring, life skills, and education to youth across Oklahoma City. Tickets and sponsorships are available now at firstserveokc.org.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Franchise.
One of the things that we've worked with is the decision-making, and part of that decision-making is knowing when to take the hit, when to check down, identifying quickly when I need to take off and runs, what John Mateer is talking about.
The Franchise Morning Show.
If you've got Jaden Ott, if Taylor Tatum's taking snaps, Xavier Robinson showed that he's pretty comfortable catching out of the backfield late last year. Feels like a pretty comfortable group to check down to, especially when Ott's there.
The Franchise Morning Show with Eddie Radosevich and Ryan Chapman on 107.7 The Franchise.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back here to the campus of Oklahoma Christian University in Oklahoma City. Unbelievable. For the second consecutive night, the Spark cap a big inning to run-roll the Florida Vibe with a grand slam. Last night, it was former Florida State Seminole Sydney Sherrill. Tonight, it is former Oklahoma Sooner Alyssa Brito with a bomb just inside the left field foul pole. And we are now 3-0 in this series of the Spark with a 12-3 victory tonight over Florida. We told you that the 5th and 6th innings of this series have been absolutely a nightmare for Dot Richardson of the Vibe. Tonight, 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ends it 12-3. Taylor McKittrick has gone down to the field. We're going to be hearing from Amber Flores here in just a moment. We're also going to hear from a player as well, as Oklahoma City is now 15-3 of the season. Florida drops to 12-16 on the campaign. Let's go down to Taylor now with Amber Flores. Well, Taylor not looking at us yet. We'll get her hooked up here in just a minute. And, again, the Spark win it by a count of 12-3. And it looks
Todd, we're here with head coach Amber Flores and Kelly Maxwell. And Amber, playing a team 3 times in a row is hard. And what was the preparation going into tonight?
Honestly, just kind of like I've been saying all week, is we're tired a little bit right now. The fatigue's setting in, so I think showing up and just really doing shorter warm-ups and shorter things, but really just trying to lock in at game time. And I mean, hitters, we've seen them so many times. Their staff, that there's not much at this point that we can say or do. They know a plan, they go and they execute, and they make it look easy.
Yeah, Kelly, how was it like tonight being back in Oklahoma and getting to be on the mound?
It's awesome. I love Oklahoma. Just the people here, they're just, I don't know. Something about this place is really special, and I'm just grateful to being able to play out here and grow the game and, live my dream.
Yeah, and you only had to throw 74 pitches tonight. How does that make your arm feel?
It feels good. I've been struggling a little bit the last couple of weeks, just finding the strike zone. So today I was just going right at them.
Yeah, and what's the prep tomorrow going into the last game of the series?
Yeah, all hands on deck tomorrow. Staff included. I mean, we just got to get out and get after it and compete. It's hard to beat a team 4 times, especially at this level. Every player on that team is an All-American. Every player on that team is a superstar, so it's tough. So we just got to come out and keep the same game plan at the plate, and pitching staff all hands on deck. Kelly had 74 pitches tonight, so, I mean, everybody's available tomorrow, and we'll get after it.
Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you. Back to you, Todd.
Thank you very much, Taylor. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Kelly Maxwell. 74-pitch complete game effort tonight as she wins her home debut with the Oklahoma City Spark, and she does it in 5 innings by a count of 12-3. all hands on deck. Amber's right. There's good players in that other dugout as well, and you have to be very, very alert and ready to go tomorrow night. Florida has given you really 3 good shots, and you're going to get another 4th tomorrow. And they still have to beat the Vibe 2 more times coming up in the Champions Challenge. That's coming up starting on Saturday here in Oklahoma City. So again, the final score for the final time, 12-3 Spark. Oklahoma City now has won 15 games of their 18 starts. Florida dips to 12-16 with a loss. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. It's Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. First pitch at 7:05. We're on the air on the radio and the stream side at 6:55. And again, the first pitch at 7:05. Tickets available. Had a great crowd out here tonight. Hope to have one again tomorrow night. Tickets available at OKCSpark.com. Final score, final time, 12-3 Spark in 5 innings for Taylor McKittrick and for Chris back in studio, as well as our Spark Broadcasting Network crew. I'm Todd Miller. We'll see you again on Wednesday night here from Oklahoma City. Until then, good night, everybody.
KRXO FM and KRXO HD Oklahoma City. You are listening to VSiN, powered by Parrish Devon, official personal injury lawyers of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Visit pepperwinds.com.